Mm-mm. Good morning, YouTube. Look at all this shiny. My face. Good morning, YouTube. How y'all doing today? Let me turn this out my face. No. I still look gorgeous. Hey, YouTube. Nobody's showing up, so I don't know if I'm showing up here or not. Hi, Rainy Boo, Prima Wanda. Listen, you guys. Yesterday I had a lot of problems with this internet yesterday. So if it looks like I'm buffering a lot, let me know so I won't go on and on with this thing if it's a mess. Okay. So I had a lot of people here. So of course I'm here to talk about the situation in Atlanta, Georgia, as if Atlanta doesn't already have enough problems already. They got enough going on without y'all YouTubers bringing your stuff down there. Right. I know a lot of people say, well, you ain't none of your business. That's not that. If it's not my business, don't broadcast it on 5 different stations at the same time. Okay? You want to be in the news? Now you're in the news. So we're going to discuss this thing a little bit. First of all, this is Pride Month, LGBTQ. I have to tell you, it gives me pause when I hear people on here when their insult or their go-to insult for people is fag, punks, gay shit. When you are yourself fag, punks, gay shit. It doesn't make any, this is self-loathing on parade, right? So you guys, when y'all recognize that a person is constantly calling other gay people fags and fags and sissies and stuff like that, that's usually because they really have got unresolved issues with themselves. They hate themselves. They hate what they are. Here you have a situation where 2 people look essentially alike. One they have the same face hair, the same exact color, the same haircut, the same everything, except one looks considerably older than the other one. And I think they're close to about the same age. This person is constantly, I don't want to be picking sides and all that, but I had to say, that is so offensive. Why is this man constantly calling people fags and talking about their trade? Y'all know what trade is? You very rarely hear one gay man call another gay man trade. They don't call them trade. You know who they call trade? They call straight people who have sex with men, they call them trade. You know why? Because it's in exchange for something. So obviously, my throat is gone this morning. Trade essentially says you're paying for it. You're trading something for sex, for companionship from a straight heterosexual person. This is my interpretation of trade. So this person is obviously used to paying. I guess that's why he felt like he could fly this boy down here, this gay boy down to Atlanta, and then talk to him any kind of way, and then have him doing stunts because essentially he was paying. He was paying for everything. It's just like you pick up a prostitute. You're paying for it. Everything is being paid for. So I can understand the gesture of Rico saying, listen here, let me give you back your money and you get the fuck out of my room. I can understand it. I can understand the gesture. For me, a better gesture, and I'm sure Rico would have done this if he were not drunk his own self or high himself. Just go and say, listen, take your room, everything connected to it, and go get your own, and go and get his own room. That would have been the thing to do. I mean, what's the room? A couple $100. So he ended up giving this boy back $500. I wouldn't have gave him shit. I would just let you stay. Listen, you trying to buy me and come here and humiliate me and calling me fag and exposing my HIV status or continually ratting on me about my HIV status. Yeah, you done flew me down here in an attempt to have sex with me. So what does it say about you, nurse? I'm serious. What does it say about you if you are, first of all, okay, I'm getting jumbo things here. Okay, first of all, you have flown an HIV man to Atlanta to have sex with him, to party with him, right? Why are you then going to throw this man's HIV status back up in his face then? Didn't you fly him down here to have sex. So then why is his HIV status an issue? And why does him being gay or fag, as you put it, why is that an issue? Didn't you know that when you brought him down there? And why do you have another person who I guess is, you say your husband, but is that trade as well? Is that somebody who's having all his bills paid for? Is that the only reason they're with you? That's the thing about this trade thing, see? Because if you with a gay man with another gay man, they can have love between each other, right? They can have sincere relationship. They can fall in love with each other. But a straight man and a gay man, that will never happen. You see that? It's always going to be trade. So was this person who you're calling your husband, was that just trade too? That's somebody you picking up the tab for? Because why didn't this person come and knock on the door after the first 10 minutes of being out of town with his partner and he hears all this going on? In another room, in the same hotel. So you just left your husband in another room by himself in a strange land while you're over here for hours online? Let's talk about online. I'm so rude. I'm so sorry, babies. How y'all doing today? Yeah, we're going to talk about whatever's in the news. So this is trending right now among this crowd. For people who don't know who we're talking about, just let it pass, honey. Watch something else. Oh, my goodness. Everybody up on Saturday morning. Yeah, this is nothing ever I would ever report on. I think Rico's a nice guy. I like him. This other person, I've barely even encountered this person because of some of the language that they use about gay people when they're gay themselves. It's just self-hatred. You're not going to get a good outcome from that, right? And another thing I want to mention, though, is this is going on at 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning. You're in a hotel room, screaming, yelling, tussling, fighting, making YouTube videos, screaming to the camera. All this as if these other people who have paid their $200 a night do not exist. I'm trying to figure out, where was the security? You may say, oh, that ain't no big deal. We don't care nothing about them probably white people. No, that's not it. Because if I had paid $200 a night for a hotel room, I wouldn't expect people to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning screaming and yelling and saying that they can, another person is 3 rooms down and you're sure they can hear you. That means you're yelling loud enough for somebody 3 rooms down to hear you. Now, we can blame most of that on the alcohol. And frankly, I'll even blame the fight on the alcohol. The one thing I do remember from drinking, you do not, what do you call that shit when you play fighting and all that kind of stuff with somebody who's drunk? You don't do it. You never do it. If you are both drinking, the older guy seems a lot drunker to me than Rico did. Rico drinks all the time. He didn't seem as drunk to me. But if you're both drinking and you're both being catty with each other and, you all calling each other bitches and this and all that kind of stuff, I don't know why that would be sexy, but whatever. You don't horseplay. You don't do it. At some point, somebody's ear gets nicked or somebody gets hit in the eye or whatever, and you're drunk and it turns into a fight almost every time. You can't do it. Right? So this was quite the entertainment. I only was able to watch it for a bit. They seem to be doing fine, but it's the alcohol. And that dude ZT, he seemed drunk right from the beginning. So we can't always just say it's because Rico's drinking, because they were both drinking. And then the other boy seemed more inebriated and more condescending by far than having with Rico. Right? You choosing sides, girl. Don't put your business all out in the goddamn street and then won't nobody else say nothing about it. Please. So hopefully these people have been able to gather themselves. In all honesty, if it wasn't so public, see, they made it so public. Half the time when they're fighting and all that, they're looking in the camera, particularly the older person. What is with this need to be online? Even when you're cussing each other out and you're threatening each other, you're just taking time to look into the camera to make sure this camera is still going. So this is what you wanted, right? So now we all got to see you get your ass kicked by this guy, Rico. That's what you wanted. It's all got to be filmed, right? Seemed like it was, I don't understand the attraction, but you know, there's no accounting for taste here. I don't know why Rico wanted to go down there with that, but whatever. It seems to me if I was going there with my husband, then it would be under the guise of being a three-way, which is another guaranteed fight. But you just left your boyfriend somewhere else, and you're doing this shit for 5 or 6 hours? Hey guys, y'all see them? Let me see, where are they broadcast at? Let me see. They're broadcasted on Rico and ZT and where I just saw some more Rick Reed. All of these people have got this fight thing on here, right? Could have been a whole lot worse. Because as far as I can tell, it's a lot of pulling and pushing, but there was no actual blows. That was going to come next. That was going to come next. So thankfully, Rico had enough sense to realize that we need to turn his camera off. Because when he's showing out for the camera, older guy, you about to get your ass kicked if the blows would start coming. So they're just ugly all the way around. Y'all done went to Atlanta in this hotbed with all this protest, all this killing by cops, and all this stuff, all this coronavirus. All this stuff is going on. Y'all gonna get on planes or however the other ones got there in the midst of all this and just have a drunken brawl. I feel the most I feel is for the people who have paid for them rooms on both sides. Because that's how they spent their night, 4 o'clock in the morning. How y'all doing today? You know, these are younger people. They don't see things the way I would see them. But to me, it seems like such a waste of my time to be going all that distance with somebody who I know, I mean, whatever. So I assume everybody here knows what I'm talking about at least. So the other issue, we're just going to acknowledge that we have seen this thing. They used Rico. He was so happy. I don't like those 2 men who used him. That was low down. Blue skies, hey love. That's what I said in the midst of racial tension and pandemic. Yep. So they got to send the security up to their room. Are people not held accountable for their own actions anymore? Yo, girl, make sure. Well, Rico makes no qualms about the fact that he drinks. So we shouldn't be surprised about that. I was a little surprised with the other one. He didn't seem to be any more control than the other one. He's falling down drunk. And you had a mouth like that, when you constantly want to call, why would you want to call somebody who you're about to lay down with bitches and hoes and faggots and all this? I mean, why would you say that to the person? To me, that would be an absolute turnoff. If I'm trying to romance you, I want you to build you up, not tear you down. Because I want to, if I'm going to be licking and lapping all over you. But this person seems to always want to call people fags. And it is, I had never spoken on it before. I just kind of just now watch those pages. It's extraordinarily offensive. It speaks to your self-loathing. You can't stand yourself. You hate yourself. You guys, you're in somebody who's a mirror image of you. Looks like 20 years difference. It look more like your father or anything else. But anyway, look just like you. And that's a fag. So then what does that make you? How do you feel about yourself? You saying, I don't mess with fags. I don't mess with trade. Okay, so you're saying that you are a fag? Okay. You're saying that you do not mess with fags and use the word faggots and all these. I hate to use these kind of words, but I have to. It's important to the story. Always calling people faggots and all this kind of stuff. So you're not one of the LGBTQ, I assume. You're saying that I'm not one of them. They are faggots and sissies and all that. I'm my man. But then you are flaming sissy your own damn self. So where does that leave you? Because if you're not with the LGBTQ, you have no respect for them. These other people certainly don't consider you one of them. Because just by you identifying them as trade means you're paying them. And whether you're paying them cash, you buying them watches, whatever the hell way you're paying them, paying for trips, however you're paying them, you're not one of them. So where are you? Verbal humiliation to be a turn on. It's a kink, but not something like that. Some people find verbal, well, if you go into people, let's say you go into porn sites and stuff like that, there are things that like to do that. They like to, not only with just gays like to get on there, humiliation of the faggot and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of a sexual kind of kink kind of thing. People play out these kind of roles. People play S&M roles, you know, they're the slave and they got to crawl and yes, master, yes, master. They do all those kind of things, right? But we're talking about real life here, honey. We're not talking about something that occurs in the bedroom. I'm amazed that there could be any bedroom. If you already a faggot and all this kind of stuff, why would I want you on top of me? You see? So this was bound to get out of control, bound to get out of hand. When I saw the way they were drinking out of the bottle, I already knew this is going to be a fight. I already knew it. I already knew it. I didn't become aware that there was an actual fight or tussle until this morning because people were talking about it. But I knew it was going to happen. That's the way that's what drinking is. Sometimes you're better off to drink by yourself, but you definitely cannot be horseplaying while you're drinking, particularly now with somebody with all of this negative, catty kind of language. You're going to turn on each other, right? Go watch Boys in the Band. It always ends up that way. Fortunately, they didn't start really fighting. Fighting is punching each other, trying to knock each other's brains out. That was tussling, got out of hand. But we all saw who got the best of that. So why does boy want to go and put that online? I don't know, honey. Why are you proud of that? Everything is clearer when you come back down. You're no longer drunk. You're no longer high. And you looking on here and seeing, oh my goodness, there's 16 pages. Let me get my ass kicked. And on this HIV status thing, I hate when gay people do. I mean, it's bad enough when straight people do it. I don't like any of it, really, about people's health status. Not only HIV status, any kind of health status. You pick it on somebody because they have diabetes, or you pick it on somebody because they got cancer. It's all in such horrible taste, right? But I cannot stand when I see these gay people do this. So you saying this man is some kind of persona non grata because he says HIV. You want to keep repeatedly saying that, right? And yet you want him so badly that you done flew him into town and left your husband in another room while you fucking. What sense does that make? Continually throwing up in this boy's face that he had sex with Wally. So damn, what if he had sex with Wally? Before you invited him to Atlanta, didn't you know he had sex with Wally? These catty personalities, this alcohol, all this shit, it was bound to happen. So now I see that maybe Rico has had a couple hours sleep and he's still angry with that boy. Now, Rico, from what we know of him, he is a fighter. He's a real fighter. He's the person who gets in fights. This other boy talks about fighting, but basically all we ever see is him talking about it, or people taking things from him, or people threatening him. He's always in the submissive when it comes down to the actual blows, right? So be careful what you ask for, people. You just might get it. Hi, Jaded Nerd. And all these people, maybe a lot of your other ones don't know, but all these people who are always talking about people got HIV and all that, these are not honest people. These people are not telling you their real health status. We don't know what the fuck they are. As far as we know, they have it too. A lot of them, I strongly suspect, honey. But there are those kind of people, usually you meet them in a funeral home, who will never tell anybody about their HIV status. So don't assume, because they talk shit about it, because they able to talk shit about being gay, right? And they are it. So what was to say that they can't talk shit about HIV or AIDS and they are it? We don't know who these people are, right? Isn't it a huge percentage of African-American males in that age group who are HIV positive? Don't assume, people. For whatever reason, this man strongly wanted to have sex with Rico. Now, I would say Rico's in a better stance because he's already exposed his own self. So you're not going to go in there and just humiliate him by saying, "Oh, you HIV." That's not news. What about you? Blue skies, Almond Brown, Rochelle, everybody's up here. Lord, pray for Atlanta. Aside from this stuff, pray for Atlanta, Georgia. This dude, not Atlanta. I'm talking about, so I'm in two different cities. I'm switching over now to Tulsa. Pray for Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa has been protesting all over the place, right? Tulsa, Oklahoma, they're all protesting. Trump has got people lining up for a week. And it's not a coincidence that virtually every person in Trump's group, they're all white people. Let's pray those people don't get into it, because he got all these the protesters are going to circle around that building where he's at. So you're going to have all black outside and all white inside. Well, the protesters are not all black. So the crowd's going to be equally as big. They're saying only 20,000 people could fit in that arena. As much as 80,000 can be outside of the arena. All this to go and hear Donald Trump's little speech. He don't have anything to say. It's just a bunch of jokes and self-promotion. Let's pray that nothing happens in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the site of one of the worst race riots in U.S. history. The site of one of the worst race riots in U.S. history. This is where he wants to have his rally. And he wanted to have it on Juneteenth, where those people would also be in the streets. He thrives on that kind of attention. Donald Trump's thinking is there are more white people than black people. That's all he cares about. They say, yes, us against them. All I got to do is get all these overweight. You know what? Now, this is strange. That's something I want to acknowledge. I always think the black women have this big weight problem, right? Family members, all kinds of people in the black community. Because that's all I see, really. But when I saw those damn Trump supporters, God damn. Maybe they don't put the big ones on TV, but honey, there was some big ass people in them crowds. So it's not a black issue. I need to acknowledge that. I know when I go to Walmart, I see it. But for some reason, I don't see it a lot in San Francisco. But when they showed those crowds going into Trump rallies, that's a sidebar. People, don't be offended by that. It's just an observation that they had the same issues we got. What's going on? Okay. ZT need Rico status before he knew him down there. So ZT, he's willing to have sex with HIV people then. We know that now. If you're going to fly one all the way to Atlanta, obviously you're doing them in your community as well. Right? Can we hope that some kind of protection is being used? Or is it one of those stories like, we don't know? See? We don't know. We just know the one that you're calling out. But we don't know anything about your own status. Why are you so comfortable having sex with HIV people? One might want to ask you that. Nurses, exactly. Nurses make fun of HIV, diabetes, etc. Doesn't seem seems kind of fishy, don't it? If you're in the healthcare field, I would think you'd be the last person sitting up here trying to humiliate people about the HIV status. It's supposed to be your job to take care of them, right? Nurses who are effeminate men themselves. It's not like this person is a down low person or a bisexual person or a masculine person. This person is what they used to call in the old days a flamer himself. They say they are boss in the boogie. How the hell you call those people faggots? What is the level of intelligence there? Right? So, yeah, I mean, it kind of pains me that Rico had to go through here and have another bad experience trying to hook up with these people. Maybe, I guess he knows Rick Reed as well. And maybe they had a pleasant time, you know, outside of this other situation. This other situation should be spending time with their partner. You call somebody your husband, you all that kind of shit, and you got them in the same hotel, you shouldn't be down the hall fucking somebody else. Take us both or don't take us at all, honey. Well, I knew that was going to happen with Juan Jones. Who are they anyway? I never heard of either one of them before. Oh, YouTube stuff. Yeah, that's the YouTube thing. If you don't know who they are, you know. That's what the people are talking about today. The ones who are in the know, who know the people. Right? Okay. Yeah, since they were so drunk, though, and the evil, because I don't know what's wrong with that person, because they basically look alike. The features. I mean, the color, the hair, facial hair, the body type is very similar. But one has this evil look in their eyes. You guys know who I'm talking about. The other one doesn't have that maliciousness. That evil look in the eyes makes the whole person look to be something evil, something dark. There are issues that have to be worked out there. Right? Who are they? Okay. I go get Rico my damn self. Tell Candy 3, you know I ain't gonna get your name right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's too much going on in that city to be there by yourself. You know, fill out their people. Well, what a waste of time. You just wasted this man's time. Plus, he had to give you back money. I understand giving you back your money. I don't have no problem with that at all. I am the same damn way. Bitch, you ain't gave me nothing. As a matter of fact, I would have just left that room and went and got my own damn room. Not letting you off the hook. You want to pay for a room? You trying to buy a trade? You trying to buy me? Okay, then pay. That's how you treat tricks, marks, people who won't trade. See, when you always used to trade, you always used to pain. That's what trade is. That's what a trick is. He seemed like he had a little bit of money. Let me go discipline my unruly child. Come here. Ding, ding, dong, ding. Hey, ding, dong, dong, da, dong, dong, da, dong, dong. You going to be good? Dee be gone, dong. Dee be gone, deenie, and the ding, dong, deenie. My security dog. Yeah, most people say I wouldn't pay him anything. But listen, you can never throw it in my face that you pay me anything, honey. I pay for my own room. If you have the money, this is like Rico had $3,000-4,000. So if you got the money, fuck it. So when you're drunk, you don't want to be trying to transfer rooms and packing stuff up. You're just saying, listen, here's your money back. Get the hell out of my room. I can see that part. Plus, this other dude who has such contempt for homosexual people, even though he is a homosexual people, he's constantly condescending and putting other people down, including this boy who's in a room with them. I mean, they're trying to smile and be happy and have fun and all stuff like this. But the underlying thing is, it's always insults. It's always this cattiness brought on by this boy's really deep-seated hatred of himself. DL usually collapsed on stage at a Nashville comedy club. He's still hospitalized. Okay, I did see the headline. DL Hughley, which is the comedian, collapsed on stage at a Nashville comedy club. He's still hospitalized. Okay, we got to see what happened with that. Okay. Penis teeth, what you saying? I can't say that word. Penis teeth says, what do you say? Come on, stroller. My computer won't stroll up. I'm trying to see what penis teeth says. Oh, I missed your comment, brother. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep, Rosie. I am not hooking up online. But see, these are young people, so they hook up anyway. They hook up wherever. But it far too catty to find somebody erotic when they're just a flaming little thing themselves. I mean, even eating out of the boy's bag. He knew he already ate out of his whole bag. His bag's empty. He was about to tell him, I paid for this. You know, that kind of attitude, which I can't stand. Can't stand it. Well, I ain't gonna tell it. I was gonna tell you a story, but I'm not gonna do it. He had to get his own damn strip bag because this boy started eating out his bag. I paid for it. Well, Rico said, well, I'll pay for my own, honey. I'm not down here desperate. You know, if I need something, I could have paid for the room. You offered to pay for it. You offered to fly me down here. Trade. You can throw it in my face. Yeah, I don't like nobody treat me like no hoe either, though. I really don't. When I was a young guy, I had opportunities because I hustled for a summer. I had opportunities had sugar daddies and all that. It was never an attractive thing to me. I don't want nobody paying shit. Right? If I'm tricking, give me my money and I go. But no, I've never liked that kind of dynamic. People, they pay for stuff and then they throw it up in your face. Who's paying for it? When I can buy my own. I mean, why am I humiliating myself by putting up with your bullshit because you bought me a plane ticket? I can buy my own plane ticket. If you are somehow able to cancel that ticket, which I don't think you can cancel the ticket. You know, sit up here and blew this man's weekend. You shouldn't even want to try to get anything back from the ticket, but I'll just buy another ticket. There's freedom in that. There's freedom in having your own. But God, let me sing my song. Them that's God shall get, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is news. Mama may have, ZT he may have. God bless the child that's got his own. Mom, man, you've got lots of friends crowding around your door. Money gone. They're still here. They don't come no more. They're saying that when the money's gone, they're not interested in you. Rich relay, shuns give a crust of bread and say, you can help yourself. Go ahead, ZT. You help yourself. I bought the liquor. I bought the food. I bought the room. You can help yourself. But don't take too much. Or they'll flip it on you. I pay for this room. I pay for that food. I pay for that liquor. Although Rico makes it clear that he buys his own liquor. God bless the child that's got his own. Yes, terrible to do a guy like that. Why do people always want to dog people out? Damn, y'all can't even get it together to have a romantic weekend. It seems like every time he tries to go and meet one of these people, it's a disaster. People can't even hold together for a few hours. Maybe him and Reed will get together and have a decent time. I don't know. For me, when checkout time comes, I go ahead and check out and check in my own room. My own room, and you is not welcome. But they'll get, you know, they'll talk about this for a month, like draw it out like they did it in Washington. Everybody get a little paycheck. Maybe they all become whole. It's too bad about Rico's $500, but if he's like me, if I have it, I don't mind spending it, huh? It is the principle. My dog, he's quiet now. See, he could be quiet until somebody walks past that door. I'm telling you. I know that dog. Yeah, even though they look almost exactly alike as far as their features and all that, I just think Rico's a very handsome guy. He's a good-looking guy, and he obviously is used to drinking because he didn't appear to be drunk. The other one, now he may he may fit the same description, but those eyes, there's something about those eyes. Mm-hmm. Bounce, I got a date night. Okay, well, good luck there, Nathan. You got a date night? Is night already where you at? Have a good time. Don't drink too much. Don't drink too much. Don't go into no room with nobody, honey. Who is that, Natasha? Is that Natasha? Hi, Natasha Milan. Play at your own risk. People kill me want to throw some HIV in somebody's damn face. You motherfuckers kill me with that bullshit. You could have got corona and been dead in 2 weeks. You get cancer, you're gone in 3 months. HIV, I'm still here 30 years later. So what the hell is the read? Whole lot worse things had than HIV, baby. I'm telling you the truth. My dog stares at me until I go. I understand, Darlene. Darlene McNeely. I want to speak about that. She says, my dog stares at me until I go to sleep. It's creepy as hell. That's right. That's how I wake up. You see what I wake up every morning. That dog is right there looking in my face. So I know he must have did something that'll wake me up. But he stands right there looking in my face until I get myself together, honey. If he wants some kind of treat thing, I got to hold up each bag, let him smell it. Do you want this? He's take another bag out. How about this? Then if you finally get to the bag of treats that he wants, it's always the most expensive one that cost me a fortune. Being manipulated by a dog. It is funny the way they stare at you until you figure out what the hell they want. Yeah, it's controllable. And don't assume all these bitches on here talking about HIV people that they all HIV negative themselves. Honey, we know better than that. Ooh, baby. I just got to open the window, people. I'm about to burn up. Dini. Dini. So I see a lot of people talking about this thing this morning. You can't help it. You got to talk about whatever's going on, people. I don't know why I'm so yellow, orange. Who ain't gorgeous? But I ain't got to be gorgeous. I'm 62. My gorgeous days is done up and left. Let me see. Y'all should date locally. Y'all ain't spend all this money on going on a date and the people turn out to be dogs, honey. I would back in the day, I wouldn't put that much on it. If you ain't around the corner or down the street somewhere, I wouldn't be about. It kills me. People go online. Oh, I'm talking to this guy in Australia. In Australia, how's that gonna work out? Who had on the Easter outfit? Are we talking pastels? Clothes are raggedy, falling off, all of them. We get to see a Rico's booty crack again. But see, those kind of bodies, like Rico's body is slim, but it's tight. And he is, you can tell that he's strong. He's a much stronger person. He was on top of that boy the entire time that they tussled. The entire time. He better be glad that didn't turn into a real fight. That boy would have got beat up. But Yep. One thing I've learned about thin people, slim people, a lot of times their bodies are tighter. They're in better physical shape, and they got. I'm not being vulgar or rude or nasty, but some of the skinniest people you see have the. It's just a fact. What else is going on today? Yeah, so we hope that all of those black people outside of that arena don't clash with the white people going inside of the arena, because they already know they hate them. Let's hope there's no violence in Tulsa. What is this? Y'all saying the same thing? Creepy as hell, creepy as hell. Same comment I'm seeing. Okay. Well, ask the kids. I guess you have to be gay to understand that that's not necessarily insult. I couldn't do it, honey. Why am I seeing the same comments over and over again? Let me see. Go to this thing. So no one complained and said I'm buffering. So this thing must be working again. Yesterday it was terrible. I had to erase the live. Don't tussle. Don't play fight when you're drunk. Just don't do it. It usually ends up in a fight. It's just the way it is. Don't start pushing each other and playing around, stuff like that. It usually ends up bad. Rico, okay, penis teeth says that Rico and ZT doesn't look alike. Rico is much cuter. And yes, Rico's piece is huge. They don't look alike. It's like I said, if two women they're both light skinned, they both have a similar hair or weave, whatever, a similar style of dress, they have a similar body, then they look, that's what I mean by look alike. They have the same features. They even have the same goatee, same mustache. They're almost the exact same color, same haircut. They both like these baggy clothes, although that boy ZT needs to go and take a look at that. Anyway. Oh, there's going to be some furniture moving around in that parking lot. You mean the parking lot in Tulsa, or the parking lot because Rico's still there. I wonder what he's doing. I think he's a decent kid. I really do. Even when he's high or whatever, he's doing his thing, I still think it's a decent person. And when they were tussling, you could see that even though the face looked kind of similar, it was just like an evil streak in the eyes or something, a meanness. It's damage there. It's real damage there. Every time you only way you can think of homosexuals as fags and sissies, like there's some other kind of breed other than you, even though you're the most feminine one of the whole group. It is buffering a bit. Okay, we can expect that. Now with this corona, everybody's buffering a bit, even the big guys. Newscatcher. You like my afro? Believe it or not, it actually feels kind of good. I haven't had hair on my head in years. It doesn't get much longer than this, or I've never seen it longer than this. It just starts getting thick, though. I said, oh, that feels kind of good. Now I put some conditioner in there, honey, and start going Africana. Not that anybody's looking anymore. Yeah, at his age, I was high as hell too. So I just can't, I can't judge it. I was high years past that age. I think he should reconsider though hooking up with these people. So far, it seems like it's a disaster. We only have the situation with Wally and this dude now for examples, but it seems like it didn't really work out that well. So why invest so much in just Hooking up. Hook up with somebody near you, honey. If they don't like it, move on to the next one. My throat is horrible. Oh, she called me handsome. Thank you, Sapphire. I don't mind you lying. Keep on lying, honey. Wait a minute. Well, this boy Nick ZT, he kept trying to, even when he was in the middle of the fight, kind of make sure the camera was right. Rico was trying to turn the camera down, turn it off. But this boy wanted to make sure it's off on film. I don't know, because they'll eat on this for the next 6 months. I won't want to eat on people seeing me get my ass kicked. But who knows how they think. Yeah, I mean, we all know it's not great to be to drink too much, but that's what the man likes. That's what he likes, honey. Ain't no way in hell this boy ZT didn't know that that's what he liked to do. It ain't like it's a big secret, right? And all these liquor stores, they're not all in business just for Rico, right? So he ain't the only one drinking. SQ is a Rico fan. That's why he likes him. He says, why y'all underestimate Rico's intelligence? He is not a delicate flower like you all think. Rico is one of the smartest YouTubers on these streets. Y'all don't give him credit. So into that, just like Wally, they act like Wally is half mongoloid or something. Wally's a very smart dude. Smart guy. He might have his issues, but we all got issues. Let me see. Bye, Tim. Think over. I don't know what part I'm supposed to think over. I don't know, honey. I didn't know you could still fly into Georgia. So we can still fly. I mean, I'm not going to. There's no chance of that. No chance in hell I'm going to get on a plane. But I'm surprised that you still could. But I guess the whole country they're almost, all these states are pretty much open now. So even though you can fly, I doubt that there's a big crowd at the airports. Trust. Darlene McNeely says, never ever do anything embarrass yourself. If you can help it, trust me. A few family reunions. That's right. Don't be drinking too much. My old sponsor, Don Norman in LA, he used to tell a story how he was in the family reunion. So drunk he took all his clothes off at the family reunion. That was the bottom for him, though. He got clean. I think he's been clean like 30 years now. That was it. The way grandma looked at me. Wally is no idiot. That's right. Wally's a smart guy. We got to be careful always judging all these people, though, right? Because, like, I am 62. Now, it's not right for me to be judging people who are 28. If I'm going to judge the people who are 28, I need to judge them by what I was like at 28, right? Because there's a maturing process that goes. So some of us are older now, and we see all this foolish behavior. But if we look back, it probably wasn't all that different. We just didn't have all these computers, so everybody see it. Oh, Deshaun Jenkins wants some. He said, I think Wally is handsome too. All right. He's got a lot of personality, that's for sure. I guess SQ. Do they do it for a storyline, or does Rico actually think he's just somebody he met online? They want to go and have a good time. Now, if I was to look at this person, ZT's personality online, I would say, no, I'm not interested in meeting that person. But people are different. People have different tastes. Some people can find him hysterical. And I know I sound like I'm kind of prejudiced because I just admire Rico a little more. But ZT, that's going to be somebody's judge. They're going to like it. They find him funny. So he might have just thought they would just have a good time. But whenever you start mixing that much alcohol, I mean, they were. If I'm going to be near my house or in my house. Wally ain't ugly. He got cross eyes. I mean, that's kind of it. He has some kind of body issue. I think you can get your eyes uncrossed too. It's some kind of way y'all go help Wally become rich so he can get his eyes fixed. I think he's the one that said that, but I saw someone else talking about it a couple months ago. And you might like the way you look just fine. I mean, some people have big spaces in their teeth. They like it. That's part of their look. Actors who have become, very successful, they can say, "Why don't I get a teeth fixed?" I don't want to. Barbara Streisand had that huge ass nose. She was the biggest star in the world for a while. So it depends on what you want. Wally not really ugly. He's not ugly, honey. It's hard to be ugly at 28. But he makes fun of himself so much, I guess people feel comfortable doing that. But this boy shouldn't even keep. What did he expect? Sit over talking about his HIV status. And yet I'm here to fuck you. I don't like that shit. People, I wish you get over it. Some people that I really like a lot do that. I just can't stand it. Although I know it's bullshit. HIV is the least of my problems, honey. So it started off with that history where people were dying and people just hang on to it like it's the worst thing in the world. Oh, I read you. Oh, I read you got HIV. Well, that's the worst thing you can say to a gay person. Oh, that's the worst thing you can say to a gay. Why? Why is it the worst? Honey, just don't call me cancer. I got off that bed. Well, it's been 2 years now. I'm cancer free. I was a whole lot more afraid of that cancer than I was about HIV, honey. And it affects a whole lot more people. Think about all the people who are dying right now. Our grandparents, parents who are susceptible to this damn corona. You're going to go tease them about the coronavirus? Which one is Rico and ZT? Oh, just go to both of those names on there. You'll figure it out pretty easily. Justin Shane. Anyone touch my eyes? Okay. So SC Living for Life says no human should touch what your mama gave you at birth. I refuse to let anyone touch my eyes. Okay. Well, some people don't believe that. They won't get their breasts. Their breasts are too big. They won't get them reduced. Even though they hate them, they carry them around for 50 years. It affects their walking and all that. And some people got little small breasts who won't have them enlarged. People do plastic surgery. A lot of times when they get money, look at Nene. Look at these people. That ain't look like the same person. She didn't touch everything. So, I don't know. Some people say, I rather just look natural. This is the way I look. I don't know. If I had a whole lot of money and if I were in like entertainment or something, I mean, real entertainment, not this bullshit. Real entertainment, I might do something. If I had an extraordinarily big nose or something I could change, if I could change it, I might try to change it. But a lot of times it ends up as disastrous. Some of these actresses who are bombshells as young women, Meg Ryan, oh, she was gorgeous. She said that cute personality, bubbling personality and stuff. She didn't look anything like herself. A lot of it's plastic surgery. For some people, plastic surgery works beautiful. Look at Cher. So it's just personal. Congratulations on what? What I get, what I do good. No, I don't consider Rico femme. You want to know who's on top? That used to kill me in prison. These big old hard ass men, they always want to know who was on top. Who's on top? Who's on bottom? I'm versatile. Liar. Tell the truth. See you later, Stephanie. Yeah, we're about out of here. Little Kim, unrecognizable as a person. And the thing is, since the stuff is not real, it's not natural, then you won't age naturally, right? That's why they keep going back to get something else done. Look at that horrible situation with Michael Jackson even. I mean, at the end of his life, this man's worth multiple millions of dollars. He doesn't even have a nose. He got tissue where a nose should be. It's all okay. They can't fix it anymore because it's not growing naturally. If your cheeks stay the exact same and everything else is changed all around your cheeks, you got to make the rest of it look like you match your cheeks then. So you got to do it again and again and again. It's Motown. Okay, Justin ZT. You've changed. Your smile is so blasé. You're bored with me in every way. Can't understand. You've changed. That's a pretty song too. You've forgotten the words. I love you. Can't believe you ever cared. I'm too old now to make no difference. You know. Ain't nobody looking at me. I ain't looking at them. So not that anything is ever wrong. I've had my teeth done several times. But at this point, I don't care. Just be clean. His holes are old, but never is she dirty. Living just enough for the city. Her clothes are old, but never are they dirty. She living just enough. About them. I had my eyes fixed. I was subconscious about. Okay, Gerard. What do you mean you had your eyes fixed? So you had your eyes were crossed and you had them fixed? I really don't know the answer to that. Can they do that now? That's good information, Gerard. If that's what happened to you and it was successful, we love to hear about that because some things we're not gonna know about them unless somebody tells us about them. We all know that Vanessa J. They'll be talking about this for a month, particularly if some certain people get involved. Dissect it and go over it. Thing is, a lot of times when you're drinking, you feel horrible the next day. What have I done? And now you're going to have it filmed for all the world to see. All the world to see you being an asshole. All the world to see you got what you had coming. Right? Like in the old days, when you went out to the bar, everybody messed up at some point. Somebody got too loud. Somebody said some dumb shit. Somebody, made some insults that were just downright filthy and dirty. But after they come down, it's over with. You feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? But at least there's no evidence of it. Now they got to live this thing down. And now their pride is not going to allow them to make up. Because if you're drinking, that happened. They're all out of town. You're in these hotel rooms. Ordinarily, probably you go and patch it up. Say, I'm sorry for whatever I said. I don't even remember what I said. Because oftentimes when you're drunk, you don't remember what you said. But Rico still seems very upset. And you done made all this video stuff about it. Then you're not going to be able to just go and just proceed. Okay, I had a lazy eye. Yes, insurance will fix it. Okay, that's good information. So you can get your eyes fixed. I had only heard of it in passing. My eyes, if I take these glasses off, I'll be looking like that. Uncle Tim, why are you still smoking weed? Ooh, you look like you high. Ooh. And that's the way they are. They're just lazy eyes, I guess. But so while I wear these things, I can open them up and see at least. Wake up, honey. Wake up, everybody, trying to build a new land. Well, we've spent an hour on this bill crap, and there's a whole lot going on in the United States of America. So I guess they got to go catch up on what's going on now. Let's hope that it doesn't kick off anything. Some race riots don't kick off in Tulsa because your president or they president or whoever, he insisted upon doing this damn thing. Why would in the sight of the worst race riots in history? Why would he do that? What is wrong with that dude? Who came back downstairs? He came back down. Natasha Holiday. Okay, it's another Natasha. Wally did mention that he might have that done. He should. I mean, if he can, if he got money, I mean, rather than saving up for a car, just save up for that. Get that done, then get back on the car or whatever. We spend money on such bullshit. I know I waste money on things that you would not believe. So if you can improve your look or it makes you feel better about yourself, I think that's why a lot of Wally does all that what do you call it? Hot boxing, or what do you call that shit? What he did to Jay Wilson? What's it called? Somebody tell me. Yes, I know the word, but my brain don't work that quick. Hot boxing? No. Catfishing. There you go. I think Wally would not do all that and catfishing if he wasn't insecure about his looks. He thinks he has to cheat. I don't think so. It ain't that big a deal. Wear some shades, honey. But if he probably had his eyes fixed, then he wouldn't be so insecure about it. And maybe he wouldn't feel like he had to catfish or add anything to the story. Wally's car is paid off, but he doesn't want to fix. He mentioned he wanted to get his eyes fixed at one point. I think some people, if they're not familiar with that process, they may just kind of say it in passing. But he could really focus in on doing that. If it's something he don't like about himself, he's got this leg issue. I think Wally's mom had some issues, and then he was born with these defects. Not debilitating defects, but he still got problems with his leg and all that kind of stuff. But somehow or other, he came through. Somehow he made it through it all. He came out with a pretty engaging personality. Who was live on Rick Reed this morning? Oh, I saw Rico on there. Yeah. Rico, he's still mad. I think he was more mad. It wasn't because they tussled. He was more mad about him. This guy kept throwing the HIV status up in his face. And he's more mad about he kept trying to throw that he paid for everything up in his face. If you're going to give somebody something, just give it. It should not be come back up at all. So Rico had to go and give up his $500. But if you got $4,000 or $5,000, some people care about every dime. But he probably said, I don't want this dude. I don't want him to using this against me the rest of my life. Hell with it. I would have done the same thing. Or I would have just got out and got my own room. Or maybe even a different hotel and just cut that fool loose altogether. Justin, whatever you said, my moderators don't find it amusing. Show you Squeenie, please. Come here, Squeenie. They want to see you. Where you at? Come here. You always know they're right there somewhere, right? Okay, forgive my baby haircut. Okay, here we go. Superman. Whoa. Hi, Squeenie. Say hello. Hi, how you guys doing over there? What are you doing? Looking at the window. There's you in there. What you do? But you can make you tickle, 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 tickle. Why don't you smile? Smile. Daddy, I'm a dog. I ain't do nothing other than what I want. I like it when they smile. When they smile, it's like this. And that tail gets to wagging. Yes, indeedy. All right, people. Well, have a good Saturday. Have a good Saturday, people. I guess we're still inside. Now people are talking about people who open their business. They're talking about closing them down again because these numbers are starting to spike again. We have no leadership at the top. None. He is doing absolutely everything that Fauci said don't do. Everything the science says don't do. He is the leader of doing it. Make sense of it, people. I can't. Later.